Ireland cricket has just had what might genuinely be the greatest 48 hours in its history. And I know that sounds dramatic, but when you beat India for the first time ever in any format of cricket, and then a day later you do it again, and in between those two wins, your women's team wins its first ever match at a Women's T20 World Cup, that's not just a good weekend. That's a national holiday with scorecards, because Ireland's men have just beaten India 2-0 in a T20I series. India, the T20 World Champions, the number one T20 side in the world, the team with more depth than some countries have players. And Ireland didn't just nick one game in a rain-affected chase or win a super over or benefit from India playing a team of people they found outside their hotel. They beat them once, then they beat them again. The first game in Belfast was historic on its own. Ireland made 182 for 9. Lorcan Tucker, captaining the side, made a 36-ball 50. Gareth Delaney made 49. It wasn't some absurd 240 on a postage stamp type of total. It was competitive, it was awkward, and it gave Ireland's bowlers something to work with. India, chasing 183, had Abhishek Sharma flying at the top. He made 49 off 20 balls, and at that point, India probably still felt in control, because it's what India do in T20 cricket. They have a wobble, and then somebody else comes in, and before you know it, the target has vanished, and you're wondering why you ever even believed that they would lose. Except this time, Ireland didn't let that happen. Matthew Hollard took 3 for 28. Jay Mundra took 2 for 26. India were bowled out for 148. Ireland won by 34 runs. Their first ever win against India in any form of international cricket. That alone is one of the biggest days in Irish cricket history. And then came the second T20I, and this is where it becomes properly ridiculous. Ireland made 154 for 8, a decent score, but not massive. Against India, you'd look at 155 and think, okay, Ireland have given themselves a small chance, but India should chase this easy. But then Jay Mundra produced the sort of opening spell that ruins dressing rooms. Sanju Samson gone, Abhishek Sharma gone, both Indian openers dismissed for golden ducks in the first over. Then Shreyas Iyer, India's new full-time T20I captain, gone in the third over. India were 19 for 3. Now, even then, because it's India, you still don't quite believe, because Tilak Verma did fight back with 55. India dragged themselves closer. Harshit Rana even hit the last ball for 6. But it wasn't enough. Ireland won by 1 run. The most Irish possible way to create history, because apparently winning comfortably the first time wasn't stressful enough. And with that, Ireland completed a 2-0 series sweep over India. Not a one-off upset, not a freak result, a series win, a proper series win, a clean sweep against the reigning T20 World Champions. And for India, this ended a run of 16 unbeaten bilateral T20I series. Their first bilateral T20I series defeat since 2023. So this is not just big because Ireland won, it's big because of who they beat, when they beat them, and what India represented coming into this series. This India team is not just a cricket team, it's an ecosystem, it's the IPL, it's depth, it's data, it's analysis, a production line of T20 cricketers. This is a huge thing. Ireland, a country still fighting for consistent fixtures, stronger structures, better pathways, more funding, more visibility. They've just beaten India twice in 3 days. That is huge, because Irish cricket has been here before in flashes. In 2007, they beat Pakistan in the World Cup. Kevin O'Brien's fastest World Cup 100 against England in 2011, beating West Indies at the 2015 World Cup. These are iconic Irish cricket moments, but a bilateral series win over India feels different, because World Cup upsets are beautiful, but they can be explained away. One mad day, one collapse, one innings, like somebody just doing something extraordinary. But a series win asks a different question. Can you do it again? And Ireland did. That's why this feels so significant. And while all of this was happening, Ireland's women were making their own history. At the Women's T20 World Cup in Bristol, Ireland beat West Indies by 6 wickets. West Indies made 128 for 7. Ireland chased it down, frankly, quite comfortably in 18.1 overs. Orla Prendergast was outstanding. She made 63 off 44 with 8 fours and 2 sixes. Amy Hunter made 28. Cara Murray bowling was outstanding. 4 overs, 2 for 13. She was superb. And that win was Ireland's first ever victory at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup at the 22nd attempt. Before this, Ireland had played 21 matches in the competition and lost all 21. That is a brutal statistic, because when you keep losing at global tournaments, it can become part of the story. Not just outside the team, but inside the team. Every new tournament comes with the same question: can Ireland finally get over the line? And this time, they did. Against the West Indies, a side with serious pedigree, former world champions, and big names: Hayley Matthews, Stefani Taylor, Deandra Dottin. This wasn't a symbolic win against another developing side. This was Ireland beating a team with a history of trophies and match winners. So within 48 hours, Irish cricket has had 3 results that all mattered in different ways. The first ever win against India for the men, the men's first ever series win against India, the women's first ever World Cup win in the T20 World Cup. That's a lot of stuff, but you understand. You almost have to listen to it again to realize that it's not a mistake. For Irish cricket, the challenge now is what comes next, because moments are wonderful, but systems are what turn moments into eras. Ireland have had famous wins before, but the frustration has often been that those wins haven't led to fixtures, investment, structural growth, the things that they deserve. Ireland became a full member of the ICC in 2017. They have test status, but the reality of being a newer full member is complicated. You get the status, but not necessarily the same schedule. You get the badge, but you don't always get the budget. You get the dream, but you often only get like 1 or 2 test matches a year. They've got a lot more that they need. That is why this weekend has become more than just a lovely montage. It should be evidence. Evidence that Ireland deserve more cricket against the top sides. Evidence that the women's game in Ireland deserves more investment. Evidence that talent exists, but talent needs matches, facilities, contracts, coaching, and visibility. Because that's the thing about underdog stories. They're lovely for everyone else. But if you're the underdog, eventually you'd quite like to stop being treated like a novelty app. And for India, this is a nightmare start to Shreyas Iyer's era as full-time T20I captain. Now, let's be fair, one series does not define a captaincy, especially a 2-match series, especially away from home, especially with a little bit of experimentation and players still finding their roles. But losing 2-0 to Ireland is not a footnote in Indian cricket right now, it's the headline. Iyer himself made 3 and 10. India's batting failed in both matches. In the second game, both openers were gone for golden ducks, and this is happening just before India go into a much bigger white ball assignment against England. So suddenly, what should have been a gentle transition series has become pressure. And this is a strange thing about Indian cricket. They have so much depth that every defeat feels impossible. But they also have that much scrutiny that every defeat becomes a national inquiry. Ireland have given India a problem they absolutely did not want or foresee, let's be honest. But more importantly, Ireland have given themselves something enormous: belief. Not the vague kind of belief that teams talk about in press conferences because they can't say, honestly, we're probably cooked. Actual belief, scoreboard belief, scorecard belief. We beat India once, then we beat them again. We won a World Cup game. We can do this. And for Irish cricket, that might be the most valuable thing of all. Because yes, there will still be challenges. Of course there will be. Funding, fixtures, pathways, depth, player retention, domestic standards, all of that. It remains. But for one weekend, Irish cricket didn't just ask to be taken seriously. It demanded it. And honestly, if this is not the greatest weekend in Irish cricket history, it's going to take something absolutely ridiculous to beat it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know in the comments what you thought about Ireland's victory, or what you thought about India's loss, or what you thought about the India-West Indies game. Leave it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Until next time, I will see you soon.